Russell Westbrook has been the go-to player for criticism since joining the Lakers. When things aren't already going well, a disappointing performance on the court combined with his general demeanor doesn't do wonders for winning over fans. Lately, there's been a lot of back and forth on his role, and he'd been benched for the preseason finale. That's why we're dissecting this issue and looking into others' opinions as well in today's video. First off, LeBron James doesn't really have an opinion on it. After the Lakers' blowout loss to the Sacramento Kings during the preseason finale, James admitted that he didn't much have an opinion regarding Westbrook's shift to the bench. According to him, anything that brought the team's best colors out and made them feel easy while playing would work well. While he didn't want the loss to hold them down or be used to predict their performance in the coming season, he thought that they did get a good preview of what course to take in the future. When it came to Westbrook, he said, "Russ is going to be a big piece of our club no matter what. I mean, whatever role that he has and the rest of us. We all have to be ready for whatever." The decision also rests on the variety of lineups that the coach can come up with every night. Even though a lot of variation will be difficult with the number of injuries they're dealing with, the team won't know what route to take for sure until everyone's healthy and back on track. Following up with Westbrook's injury in the uneventful preseason game, Russell Westbrook came off the bench for the first time since his rookie season on 15th October as the Los Angeles Lakers wrapped off their preseason series in Sacramento. Westbrook joined the game at the 7:30 mark of the first quarter and left 5 minutes later with a hamstring injury. He was held scoreless in those 5 minutes, missing a handful of three-pointers and committing 2 turnovers. In addition to that, it was intriguing to see him joining the game and play alongside James. According to Russ, he definitely tweaked his hamstring coming off the bench, and while that comment seems unreasonable on the surface, it's not entirely coming out of nowhere. Athletes are creatures of habit, and he's done the same thing for almost a decade when it comes to prepping for NBA games. He would obviously need some physical adaptation to the new lineup. However, it's still a little ridiculous to say, as Russ isn't the only player who's had to go from starting to benching. Personnel and team trainers literally exist to assist players physically if this was a problem. There are teammates who come off the bench regularly, some even for their whole careers. What makes his comment so startling is how out of touch it is, because that's so far from what Russ is. It's a strange remark to make when he's previously been so vocal about sacrifice and teamwork. Next up, Coach Darvin Ham praised Westbrook for embracing a reserve role. Strategically, the move made sense since it gave the point guard more time to operate with the ball in his hands while allowing Ham to place another shooter alongside James in the Lakers' starting lineup. However, a move of this magnitude for a player of Westbrook's caliber necessitated complete agreement from the player. Fortunately for Ham, the player accepted the role readily and in turn was praised for it, as the coach believed he would thrive in that role. In the interview, the coach appreciated the player even more and commended his talents and personality. "He totally understood, totally looked me in the eye and told me, 'Yeah, coach, whatever you need me to do.' You can't take that for granted," Ham said. "It's a valid appraisal, as a player of his standard would be unwilling to try out something different." Westbrook has started most of the games in this league, performed at the highest level, and has even been an MVP. But what do we make of his initial agreement if he tapped out after 5 minutes and blamed it on the plan? Let's look at the reasoning behind the decision. According to the head coach, some of the players do well on the court with the ball in their hands, and others do well without, and that doesn't say anything about their talent. Someone like LeBron can't be on the floor without the ball in his hands for 85% of his minutes there. For some part of the game, the player has to orchestrate it, and the same case goes with Russ. In order to create a balance, he looked at this rotation to see if it worked out for them. He also mentioned that it didn't mean that it was the end for Russ starting. They were carrying out an experiment to see what worked, a simple strategic move, and if it didn't work, they just have to explore further. At the time, the coach said that they had one preseason game to check it out and see how it worked for them. He'd hoped that they'd be successful, but he wasn't stressed about it, as it was just the starting blocks. He also added that there'd be a lot of different things that they'd be trying out coming early in the regular season. Unfortunately for Ham and the Lakers, Westbrook became the latest in a string of injuries for the Lakers, including point guard Dennis Schroeder, who's dealing with a finger injury. So the head coach didn't get much of an opportunity to show what Russ could do on the bench. Moving on to the season opener against the Warriors. After experimenting with all these lineup combinations, Darvin Ham chose to start the opening night game with Golden State Warriors with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, Patrick Beverley, and Lonnie Walker IV. However, unfortunately, the Lakers lost the opener to the Warriors. The Dubs delivered a solid performance as they dominated the paint, shot better, and never gave the Lakers a chance. Steph Curry got out to a fast start, scoring 33 points, grabbing 6 rebounds, and dishing out 7 assists. Meanwhile, Jordan Poole demonstrated why he's a contender for the 6th Man of the Year with 12 points and 7 assists. Lakers' big three carried the load. On the other hand, LeBron attempted to drag his team back, but the assignment was just out of grasp. Nonetheless, 31 points and 14 rebounds will provide plenty of reason for the Lakers and Coach Ham to be positive. 5. Lastly, Davis finished with 27 points, while Westbrook had 19. What we've come to note about the Lakers after the preseason is that they're lacking in offense, especially during the post-halftime game. There were actually chances of leading the game when it came close at 59-52, but then they were outscored 32-19 in the third quarter to erase that chance. Coming up, everyone's wondering if this might be the end of Westbrook's tenure with the Lakers. Since returning to his hometown of Los Angeles last summer, almost nothing has gone right for Russell Westbrook. Without rehashing the disaster that was the Lakers' 2021-22 season, it's safe to say that Westbrook's first season in purple and gold was a letdown. The Lakers opened the preseason with the iconoclastic point guard still on their roster after an offseason spent publicly appreciating and not so discreetly shopping Westbrook. However, the head coach has stayed unwavering in his respect for the former MVP. Westbrook has been on some of the best behavior of his career, according to major sources. He's apparently become good friends with old opponent Patrick Beverley and has pledged to do everything the team asks of him. However, in 66 minutes across 4 preseason games, Westbrook hasn't proven to be any more effective on either end of the floor than he was in his previous underwhelming season. Westbrook averaged 10.7 points this preseason on 35% shooting from the field, 25% from deep, and 50% from the line on a per 75 possession basis, an equalizer of scoring efficiency across different eras. Finally, should Russ return to DC in light of everything? Despite a losing record of 34-38, Westbrook's lone season in Washington was a triumph for the franchise. The Wizards made the playoff as the 8th seed in the East. With the Wizards, Westbrook recorded his 4th and last triple-double season, averaging 22.7 points, along with 11.5 rebounds and 11.7 assists per game. While in Washington, Westbrook beat Oscar Robertson's triple-double record of 181. As you can see, there were many positives during Westbrook's tenure in DC. Furthermore, his love for Washington has never wavered, raising the question of whether the Wizards should consider a reunion. He is a little older now, but could have a positive impact on DC the second time around. His time with the Lakers in Los Angeles has been fraught with friction and unpleasantness. He's gone from being benched to being blamed for all the Lakers' difficulties last season by the fan base and numerous media figures, leading to a common idea that it would suit him to be traded. That's all for this video, guys. What do you make of Russell Westbrook's current situation with the Lakers? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one. Bye.